G'day trendsetters, John with Gravel Cyclist. I'm coming to you today with my Plan B bike for this year's Dirty Kanza. Plan B meaning worst case scenario, the poop hits the fan, there's mud and rain everywhere. Fingers crossed we don't have that scenario for this year's race. And here it is. It is actually my race bike from last year, the Linsky Pro GR titanium gravel bike. However, there are some differences in that I set it up specifically for dealing with the arduous of the Kansas mud. Starting with the wheels, they are American Classic MTB Race 29ers, and whilst American Classic may be out of business at the moment, this wheel set still rolls on strong. And they are shod with the Panaracer Gravel King AC, which is another word for all condition, and this is effectively a rebadged version of the Gravel King mud tyre. And naturally I have them in the classy looking brown sidewalls, and inside the sealant of choice is Orange Seal Endurance Formula, and both hubs are fitted with Shimano 160mm brake rotors. The drivetrain is by Shimano. It's a Di2 affair, starting at the front of the bike with the RS785 non-series specific brake and shifter levers. And again, I utilize a satellite shifter with one dodgy looking zip tie. I like to ride relaxed on top of the handlebars sometimes and shift from the tops. It's a very convenient option. And the handlebars are a compact drop aluminium model by FSA. The stem, nothing fancy there, it's an FSA energy unit. And you might be thinking, man, why the hell are you running white bar tape? Well, this bar tape made by Physique barely shows through at all. This has been on the bike for about a year and a half, I guess. It looks pretty good, and it's been in several mud races during that time, so no worries there. Starting at the rear of the bike, I have an Ultegra RX Di2 derailleur. And this derailleur has a clutch mechanism which is essential as far as I'm concerned if you're going to be riding around or racing in muddy conditions. And the cassette, it's an 11-34 Ultegra unit. The crankset is Ultegra with 46-34 chainrings, and the pedals are the latest XTR models, brand spanking new. And the front derailleur is a 1970 model Dura-Ace Di2. The most important factor of a bicycle that you're going to prepare for a possible muddy race is tyre clearance. The Pro GR by Linsky has a ton of tyre clearance at the rear, and at the front I'm using a 3T fork, the Luteus 2. Check out that clearance, it is gigundo. And all of the Di2 is nicely internalized, out of harm's way, and the elements. Adding to the lovely quality ride of this bicycle is the Linsky titanium seat post with setback. Inside is the Di2 battery, and atop is a Physique Arione Ring Flex saddle, well used in white to complement the handlebar tape. You have to keep it classy even if it gets muddy. The bottle cages are titanium, made by King Cage of Durango, Colorado. They are simply the best bottle cages going, unless of course you choose carbon, which I highly recommend, the Arundel Davo model cage. And I've also got a very small mini pump attached to the rear bottle cage. And because this frame is very small in the triangle area, I've got a B-Rad Model 2 by Wolftooth to lower the position of my rear bottle cage in order to fit my water bottles of choice, the Zephyr Magnum, which hold about 1 litre. Here's a look at the non-drive side of the bike. There's those brake rotors, and the brake calipers are RS785, which are non-series specific. And I have employed titanium bolts everywhere on this bike, including the rotor bolts. I like to save a smidge of weight and have no rust on the bike. And there you have the rear brake, again a 160mm brake rotor, post mount hydraulic disc brake caliper, and the through bolts in this bike are by the Robert Axel Project, which I have reviewed and I will link below in the video description on gravelcyclist.com. One of the most important details of the bike is the bottom bracket. It is an English thread, It's kind of hard to see on this angle. It is a Kogel bottom bracket, K-O-G-E-L, and it features ceramic bearings and cross seals. So if it's good for cyclocross, it's likely going to be good for a muddy race of some kind. And I have a review coming of this bottom bracket in the very near future on gravelcyclist.com. And finally, I'll be carrying my essential spares in this tool bag by Axiom. I'll be carrying gels and such with this 7x7 top tube bag that can be mounted with bolts or with straps, quite handy. I picked it off Amazon and I'll link it in the description below. There's a chance I'll be toting this Revelate Designs jerry can bag, which will be positioned right there on the back end of the bike. And my on-bike water bottles are the Zephyr Magnum, which hold about 1 litre or 33 ounces if you prefer the imperial measurement. I'll be swapping these out at each checkpoint with my crew. I have multiples of these living inside my cooler with my hydration mix of choice, Goo or Octane. And much as I don't like to use this sort of gadget, this is a Camelback Razor. It's a very old Camelback, circa early 1990s. Originally designed for time trialing, I believe. It holds about 2 litres. It's enough for my needs. It's a bit crusty looking, but it proved its worth during the 2018 Dirty Kanza from checkpoint 2 to checkpoint 3. So there you have it. That's my Plan B bike for this year's 2019 Dirty Kanza 200. I wish you the best of luck for your bike preparation, assuming you're going to Dirty Kanza or whatever race or ride you might have in the future. And if you didn't catch it, I'll link in the video description below my Plan A bike for this year's Dirty Kanza. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos as they are released to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.